Is your body behaving strangely lately? Are you experiencing inexplicable physical symptoms that no doctor can explain? What if I told you these aren't signs of illness, but rather powerful indicators that your body is undergoing a profound spiritual transformation, releasing old, stagnant energy that no longer serves you? Welcome to The Bloom, the channel where we speak the language of your awakening. There's something most people don't realize about awakening. It doesn't just fill you with light. First, it brings up everything dark that you've been carrying without even knowing it. Old energy, very pain, silent grief. And here's the truth. Your body is the one doing the releasing. This dark energy doesn't mean evil. It means unprocessed, heavy, and locked emotional weight. It's the emotional weight that's been stored in your body for years. If you've been going through strange physical symptoms lately, not illness, not random discomfort, but moments where your body seems to shift, crack open, or cry without warning, you're not broken, you're purging. Because once you begin to awaken, your body becomes the exit point for everything that no longer belongs. You may feel it in your muscles, in your breath, in your digestion, in your nervous system. And though it can be confusing, even painful, it's necessary. These are not just symptoms. These are signs that you're finally releasing the density that kept you small, silent, and spiritually suffocated. Your system has finally decided it's time to let it go. These are 8 powerful signs that your body is releasing dark energy after spiritual awakening. And each one is a step closer to the clarity, lightness, and alignment you were born for. Let's begin with a striking sign: spontaneous physical shaking or trembling. It hits out of nowhere. You're sitting still, maybe even calm, and then suddenly your body starts shaking, not violently, but deeply. Maybe your hands tremble, maybe your legs feel weak, maybe your whole torso quivers as if something's leaving your system that you can't see. And that's exactly what's happening. This isn't anxiety. It's not a cold chill. It's your body physically ejecting energy that's been stored for years during awakening. Your nervous system becomes highly sensitive, but not fragile. It becomes intelligent. It begins to scan the body for what no longer aligns. And when it finds emotional weight that's been trapped in the muscles, fascia, or joints, it releases it. And the only way it can is through movement. These tremors are often short but intense. They may happen after meditation, rest, or even random conversations. And while it may feel strange, it's a sacred discharge. Your system is saying, I no longer need to hold this. You don't need to analyze the story behind it. You just need to breathe and let it pass, because every shake, every shiver is a layer of your old self finally being set free. Another powerful sign is unpredictable digestion. You've eaten this meal before dozens of times. Nothing about your diet has changed, but suddenly your stomach churns. You feel bloated, maybe even nauseous, or you swing between no appetite and intense cravings. And no matter how much water you drink, your gut feels off. Not painful, but reactive, sensitive, alive. This isn't a diet issue. This is your second brain waking up. The gut is where most of your emotional energy is stored. Childhood pain, suppressed fear, shame, they sit in the stomach and intestines like unprocessed code. And during awakening, when the spiritual body starts moving higher frequencies through the system, that old code gets flushed out, and that process shows up as unpredictable digestion. You may even notice yourself craving lighter foods or suddenly being repulsed by meat, sugar, alcohol, or processed snacks. Your body's not judging you. It's communicating. It's trying to clean house, because to absorb light, the body needs to clear the shadow. So don't panic when your gut acts up. Pay attention. The discomfort isn't dysfunction, it's detox. You're releasing decades of emotional sludge, and your body knows exactly how to do it. Waking up consistently between 2 o'clock and 4 a.m. with intense sensations is another significant sign. You are sleeping peacefully, then around 3 a.m., you shoot awake. Your chest feels tight, your mind is spinning, you feel like something heavy is pressing into you, not physically, but energetically. There's no panic attack, but there's a weight, an invisible pressure you can't explain. And your first thought is, what is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Something is leaving you. In spiritual terms, the hours between 2 o'clock and 4 a.m. are known as the sacred window when the body is most open to deep, energetic processing. If you're waking up consistently at this time with intense sensations, it's because your system is doing powerful release work while your conscious mind is offline. This is often when the deepest stored darkness begins to move. Grief from past relationships, guilt that was never acknowledged, old fear that never got felt. And your chest, your breath, your dreams, they become the theater for this silent exorcism. You might cry without knowing why. You might feel empty the next morning, or you might feel lighter, as if something heavy was pulled out in the night. You're not imagining it. These awakenings are real. And every time you survive them, you step deeper into clarity and further from the density that once defined you. Random skin sensations are also a common indicator of energetic discharge. You're sitting at your desk, relaxing in bed, or walking through a quiet room, and suddenly your skin feels alive. Maybe it tingles like tiny static under the surface. Maybe it itches, but there's no rash. Or it feels like something invisible just brushed your shoulder, your neck, or the middle of your back. You scratch it. You try to ignore it, but the sensation returns, especially in the same spots. This is your skin acting as a gateway for energetic discharge. The body doesn't just release dark energy through tears or words. It also releases it through sensation. The skin, being the outer layer of your energetic field, becomes a major point of exit. And those random itches, crawls, or chills, they're your system pushing something out. Many people report this happening during meditation, after journaling, all while revisiting old memories. The neck and upper back are especially common areas because they hold layers of suppressed responsibility, guilt, and self-protection. When these emotions begin to move, the nerves in your skin start buzzing with activity, and it's not always comfortable. It might wake you up from sleep. You might keep rubbing the same spot that feels off without any visible issue. But what's happening is deeply important. Your body is shedding stored tension in real time. If it feels excessive, try grounding. Take salt baths. Drink more water. Spend time barefoot on natural ground. These aren't spiritual cliches. They're physical techniques that help you close the loop of the release because your body is saying, I'm no longer carrying this. And even if it shows up as a minor irritation, it's actually a major breakthrough. Unexplained crying is one of the most disorienting but honest symptoms, and it can sneak up on you anytime. You're doing laundry, listening to a song, driving down a familiar street, and suddenly you stop to cry. But not because you're thinking about something sad, not because of pain or fear. It just arrives as if your chest decided to open without warning, as if something ancient rose to the surface and didn't need permission to leave. This is what true emotional purging looks like. Your mind doesn't need to understand it because your body already knows what it's letting go of. Sometimes it's grief from a version of yourself you had to abandon. Sometimes it's joy that was never allowed to be felt. Sometimes it's the first breath of relief after years of energetic suffocation. Crying without a narrative is one of the most powerful forms of energetic clearing because it bypasses the ego and comes straight from the spirit. It's not control. It's not rehearsed. It's raw, pure, honest. Many people try to stop it. They wipe their face quickly. They apologize. They brush it off like it didn't mean anything. But the truth is, it meant everything. Because that tear, there was a story being released without needing to be relived. And the more you allow these moments to happen without shame, without explanation, the more your nervous system heals, the more your inner wolf softens. The more room your spirit has to live fully in your body. So next time the tears come for no reason, thank them. They're here to clear the path. Fleeting body aches and pains are one of the clearest signs that your body is releasing stored emotional memory. It's strange how it happens. You're going through your day as usual, and suddenly your shoulder anchors, or there's a heavy throb in your lower back. Maybe your chest gets tight. Maybe your hip locks for no reason. You pause, stretch, breathe, and then it's gone like it was never there. No injury, no accident, just a brief, heavy presence and then silence. You see, your body remembers what your mind tried to forget. Every betrayal you tolerated, every truth you didn't say, every moment you felt unseen, unheard, unsaid. They got stored not in your thoughts, in your tissues. And those tissues, they don't forget. They just wait for you to be strong enough to finally let go. When you begin awakening, your energetic field softens. It opens. And in that opening, all the stored density rises to the surface one area at a time. That random shoulder pain? That's why you carried the pressure to keep everything together. That knee stiffness? That's the fear of moving forward. That heavy heart? That's grief you never said out loud. The pain is real, but it's not permanent. It's not a message that something is wrong. It's a message that something is leaving. These moments don't need panic. They need presence. Sit with it. Ask your body gently, what do you want to release? And trust the stillness that follows. Because if the pain leaves just as quickly as it came, it means one thing. Your body is doing its job and you're finally safe enough to heal. Experiencing subtle tones or ringing in your ears, often brief and high-pitched, is one of the clearest signs your body is sensing with subtle energy and releasing what doesn't belong anymore. It begins subtly, a ringing in one ear, a brief, high-pitched tone that lasts only a few seconds. Sometimes it happens after a powerful moment of clarity. Sometimes it comes after deep frustration. It doesn't hurt. It's not constant, but it grabs your attention. And then it's gone. These tones aren't medical tinnitus. They're energetic harmonics. Think of them as vibrational echoes, like your energetic field, updating in real time. When you shift emotionally, the nervous system responds. And in those moments of emotional integration can all release your system momentarily attuned to a new bandwidth. That pitch you hear, that's part of the recalibration. It often happens right before a release or right after one. You'll cry and then ding. That's the tone, where you'll think about forgiving someone. And just as your heart softens, the ringing appears. These aren't accidents. They're confirmations. You're not hearing things, you're healing things. And your body, this incredibly intelligent, intuitive vessel, is letting you know it's listening. It's shifting and it's letting go. Finally, a sudden, urgent desire to declutter and clean your space is another powerful sign. Out of nowhere, you get the urge to clean, not just lightly, but deeply. You want to throw things out, rearrange your furniture, let go of old clothes, old books, old photos. And it's not coming from a place of logic. It's urgent. You can't relax until you've made space. This isn't about being tidy. This is about energetic alignment. Your external space is often a mirror of your internal state. And when your body begins releasing dark energy, it naturally wants the environment to match its new clarity. So without overthinking, your body begins to move. It wants flow, lightness, freedom. And that shows up as spontaneous decluttering. You may not even understand why something suddenly feels off on your shelf, or why a certain item gives you an odd feeling now. That's your system, recognizing what no longer resonates because everything, clothes, objects, layout carries memory. And when your body is done with an old frequency, it will demand a shift in space. So if you find yourself cleaning like your life depends on it, it's because it does. Your new energy wants a new home, and that home begins with the environment you create. If you've experienced even one of these signs, your body is doing something sacred, something most people ignore. It's releasing darkness, not because you're broken, not because something's wrong, but because the light inside you is finally strong enough to clear what never belonged. We're taught to look for healing in thoughts and beliefs and mindset shifts, but the deepest healing, it's always physical. It shows up in the trembling, the crying, the tension that breaks open without warning. Your body doesn't lie. It doesn't wait. It doesn't need you to figure everything out. It just needs you to trust it. Because every purge you felt, every ache, every burst of tears, every strange symptom that no one else understood, that was proof. You're not holding darkness anymore. You're moving through it. And on the other side of that release is clarity, is lightness, is freedom. So if this resonated with you, if you finally feel seen for what your body's been trying to say, don't just scroll away. Subscribe, because this channel is more than videos. It's a space where your awakening is spoken in your language. A place where symptoms aren't dismissed, where truth is felt in the body, not just understood in the mind. Every week you'll find what most people are still searching for: clarity, grounded guidance, and proof that your transformation isn't just real. It's sacred. You're not alone in this. You never were. Now hit subscribe up and walk this path with awareness, not confusion.